Hey, what is up lads? Welcome to a brand new review of the Spellbreak. Don't forget to comment and subscribe to our channel. So, even the 3 years after the popularity of PlayerUnknown Battleground, companies are still trying to grab some of the cash cow and still in Battle Royale. For example, Ubisoft made their Hyperscape, Activision Call of Duty Warzone, EA Battlefield 5. All bringing their take to the table. With so many battle royale games on the market, a developer has to shake things up and do something a little different to stand out, and that is where Proletariat, the developers of Spellbreak, are hoping to do with their Wizard Battle Royale title. Off the bat, the developers are doing things right with their approach to the game. In this day and age, a company cannot release a battle royale game with a price tag if they want it to take off and gain a fan base. It is simply not viable with all the other fee alternatives out. This is why it makes sense for Spellbreak to be free to play, and while there is questions as to why it is Epic Games Store exclusive on the PC platform, it does not cost anything to open an account and download the game on that digital storefront. Spellbreak is also on PS4, Xbox One and Switch, and with full cross-platform play support, there was no issue finding games, jumping into the action within a few seconds of searching. As of the published date of this review, the game has over 5 million players across platforms, which means that finding games will be not an issue for the foreseeable future. Before a game even begins, the differences are apparent for Spellbreak out other battle royale types. This is because the player must select a class from 1 to 6 types: Frostborn, Conduit, Pyromancer, Toxicologist, Stone Shaper and the Tempest, before jumping either solo, duo and trio match fighting. These classes are basically 6 elements and determines what weapon the character starts with. Spellbreak does away with the typical weaponing out of the genre. You will not be finding sniper rifles, assault rifles, shotguns, guns or rocket launchers here. This game is about other. It's about the power of magic. So the traditional real world weapons are replaced with the power of elements: fire, ice, earth, lightning, wind and toxic that battle mages can use to attack their foes through the primarily fight gauntlet. Every class has 2 forms of attack. One standard attack that slowly drains mana with each shot, and a special skill that is tied to a cooldown after use. Mana is also used to float after a jump to enable some airborne action. The skills are varied across the classes. Frostborn main attack, for example, is an ice shard shot that is basically the game take on a long range weapon. Conduit is using the dark side of the force to send out lightning strikes directly from their hands towards a foe for a limited distance, while Toxicologist throws out a spread shot of poison goo. Special skills are also very different across each class, which lead to the Conduit become my favorite due to its ability to rain down an area of effect lightning strike that causes damage and shock to anyone hit. Pyromancers can create a huge wall of fire, Stone Shapers through large boulders, and Tempest creates a huge tornado that pulls players towards it. Classes are also come with different skills that give more distinct play to them. Every class has their levels 1, the starter skill. To give an idea of the unique traits, Frostborn has the Ice Lance that enables a standard attack to leave an ice trail that can then be skipped on increased movement speed by 150%, as the Spellstorm, the Wall of Doom that shrinks the battle area after a given time, that is prevalent in all battle royale games, finishes shrinking and the player makes it to safe zone. They will level up and unlock the next skill, doing so on each Spellstorm shrink until skill level found is unlocked. In terms of Frostborn, this unlocks an overcharge on the standard attack to deal 35% more spell damage. Classes bring something extra to the battle royale formula, and it's similar situation to how hero shooters behave, such as Overwatch, which abilities adding an extra dimension to the game battles. While Persits might not like the concept of the class system and want something where every player is equally ground, I personally found it an exciting dynamic and the combat making fights more engaging because of the tools available through the classes and skills. Things become even more interesting with the combat when players find another element gauntlet on the battlefield to equip to the left. Character always has their main class element locked, but the left gauntlet can be swapped with whatever is found on the battlefield, essentially offering the chance of weapon swapping and but through element spells. The behavior of the left gauntlet is the same as the right, so standard shots will use mana, and there is also a special skills that will go into cooldown once it's used. Not only does this offer different ways to approach the fight, but special spells can be combined. Yeah, with the two elements to create entertaining results, and it only takes a basic shot to mix with the special to perform this outcome. The Whirlwind special from the wind elements shot with electric will cause a giant electric tornado, but if you shot a basic wind into the lightning storm, then it becomes electrified wind shot with the benefits that electric has with stunning an enemy. Lightning shots can also electrify ice sheets that left on the ground, in a sense turning it into a ground trap. These elements combinations can also help enemies too, such as turning the toxic gas cloud special by the toxicologist into a worthless giant block of ice when shot by a standard ice shot, unless someone was in the gas cloud, then it becomes a frozen prison. Being able to maximize these spell combinations will help in battles, and it's component of the game that adds some marvelous diversity to its combat. Let us not forget the Spellbreak is a battle royale, so a lot of those traits are in this game. A match begins by picking a spawn location and falling out of the sky until landing on the ground is superhero landing pose. From this point on, it's about exploring the map and finding items to provide the chance of survival. Along with finding elements, gauntlets, other items that populate the world are runes that offer a power. These runes can enable short fight, invisibility, dashing, see enemies through the walls, air launching, and a few other abilities that are handy for either confusing enemies or escaping from them. There are also items to improve armor, mana, and running speed, along with the health and the shield points. All times have rarity values: common, uncommon, rare, epic and legendary, with rarer stuff offering benefits to itself. I absolutely had a blast with the Spellbreak. This is a title in the overpopulated battle royale that deserves to find success, and it's gunning for your attention. It is simply ticking a lot of the right boxes for someone who might have issues with the show nature of the genre. The core of traveling long distances without finding gear, seeing action or getting surprised by one hit kill from a hidden player is never a problem here. Spellbreak is designed to make it players want to fight. It's frantic, fast combat, agile movement and spell combinations help it feel fresh. Finding for battlemage supremacy, oh yeah, is absolute joy. Help it more. So by the general lack of originality, the potential to grow into something superb is there, but even its current state, Spellbreak is a great breath on fresh air for the genre. The game should find an audience with the fans of the battle royale, new people who are fed up with the gun-toting nature of them, or for those who are simply looking for something a little magical to dip their ones on into.